What's going on, guys? Indy here with Ultimate 2 Reviews. Got a fun comparison today. I've always wondered who makes the best, bit case. When it comes to drill bits and impact bits, who makes the toughest case? Which one can withstand the most amount of damage? Which one can take the most amount of crushing weight? And can any of these cases really take any water? Are they at all water resistant, impact resistant? So guys, let's find out. All right, so first test is rather simple. We're just gonna hose them all down. Now, of course, you probably wouldn't ever submerge these in water, but if that does ever happen, definitely expect to get some water in. But I'm kind of curious to just the water resistance of these. So, say you maybe left these in the back of your truck, or they were just sitting on top of one of your job site boxes. How well would they be able to resist water intrusion just from, say, like rain, or maybe you're pressure washing? Which one would hold up the best? Well, let's find out. All right, so let's start with the Bosch here. Don't see any water inside here. So all of these have a back paper on here. So you can see I touched that with my finger there. That's from me putting water in there. This actually held up really good. I don't see any water intrusion in the Bosch at all. So definitely pass with the Bosch. Let's try out the Makita. The Makita also has a nice little side lock here as well. A little bit of water definitely got in. That may have been from me just opening it here, but it does like to store water around the edges a little bit, so we did get a slight bit of water intrusion. Not a lot, but definitely some. All right, let's check out the Milwaukee. We have definitely a little bit of water intrusion there. Just like the Makita, there is going to be a little bit of the water likes to sit around the lock here a little bit, so that's how we got a little bit of water in and around the hinges as well too. So when you open this up, it definitely likes to get inside. All right, let's try out the Flex and Dewalt. Both have the clear cases. Flex did actually pretty good. A little bit of drips there. Could have been from when I opened the case. Little drip up here as well too. Tiny bit of water. I'd say Flex probably did second place so far in this contest. And let's try the Dewalt. Ooh, Dewalt definitely got some serious water intrusion in here. Definitely a good amount of water. I'd say probably the most amount of water in any of these cases so far would definitely be Dewalt. All right, so what I'm going to do here is drop them from a controlled height. I got about 4 feet off the ground, which is, dropping it off of the back of your truck equivalent, or dropping it off, maybe a tool chest in your garage. So let's drop each one and see how they do. All right, first up is going to be the Milwaukee. Ooh, that actually opened up right away. Let's try the Milwaukee one more time. Ooh, that actually broke off the little lock. I had made sure that was locked as well. Wow, so from a 4-foot drop here, the clasp already broke off the Milwaukee. The Milwaukee did open up. We have a number of loose bits in here. I even lost a bit all the way over here. So Milwaukee didn't really do that great on the 4-foot drop here. Let's try out another brand. We're gonna give the Makita a shot here. Makita is locked closed, same exact height as the Milwaukee. Not bad. And of course I did the Milwaukee twice, so we'll do everything twice just to make sure we're on the same exact test results as the Milwaukee. All right, let's open up that Makita. No damage to the outside. Looks like the Makita held in all the bits quite nicely. So that is great by the Makita. A little bit of, some damage on the side there from hitting the ground those 2 times, but no big deal. Makita held up fine. All right, let's try out the Dewalt now. All right, looks like it held up fine. Let's try it one more time. Ooh, Dewalt held up fine here, but oh, yep, some of the smaller drill bits actually fell out of here, so quite interesting. I'll pretty much go back in where they were. Didn't really lose a spot there, but yeah, Dewalt did okay. A few drill bits came loose. Don't see any real damage outside of this case, so let's move on to the next one. All right, let's try out the Flex now. Opened up just like the Milwaukee, but seemed like it closed itself. Let's try out the drop one more time. Ooh, there we go. Some damage on the Flex. All right, so it looks like on the flex, just this piece fell out here. Not a big deal. It does slide right back in, but it did open up. It did fall out. This clasp is still fine on the flex, which is good. So no real damage, just got to put it back together. Not a big deal. All right, and finally, let's try out the Bosch. So the Bosch actually has some nice bumpers. Let's see how well it does. And one more time for the Bosch. There we go. So the Bosch has these really nice kind of rubberized bumpers on the side of all four corners, so I don't really see any damage. Of course, I see where it maybe took the hit there on the side, but oh, and all these did fall out, of course, so that is a bit unexpected there, but yeah, these fell out. Looks like 1, 2, 3, 4 came out. Not a big deal there. All right, and finally, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to stand on all of these. I weigh 197 pounds. I just weighed myself before this test to see what I weigh, so let's stand on these, see if I can do any damage to any of these just by standing on them. All right, I'm on the Dewalt now. Seems like it's holding my weight fine. I can definitely see it expand a little bit along this side whenever I stand on it. All right, move on to the flex. Can definitely see, I feel something kind of moving a little bit. But nope, flex is not gonna break. All right, let's move on to the Bosch. Ooh, oh, I hear something cracking in the Bosch. Ooh, on the Bosch, when I stood on it, the little lock, ooh, looks like it released a bunch of these on this side here. I think this will clasp back on, but yeah, you can see some damage that I did there just by standing on it. All right, let's try out the Makita. Makita seems really solid. It's not moving around at all. I'm trying to just get a lot of weight on there. Just kind of moving just a little bit. See if that lock still, yep, lock still works. Oh, yep, I did lose this one a little bit here. Kind of popped out. So that's happened with the Makita. All right, let's give the Milwaukee a shot. All right, Milwaukee seemed to hold up fine. Yep, just like all the other ones, we released them all on that side, but no real damage. All right, so those are some interesting tests. I was really actually kind of expecting some other results. I thought the Bosch would do a lot better because the case on the Bosch just seemed like they're thicker plastic. They have much better bumpers on the corners. I didn't think it would do actually that poorly. So in order, I would give it the Makita. Obviously did the best out of all three of these tests. It really didn't let too much water in at all, just a tiny bit. Between dropping it, it got a little bit of damage on some of the corners here, but that's about it for damage. It only let go of actually one of these entirely, which is pretty cool. And that's about it. Standing on it, it really didn't flex at all. It was probably the toughest case I've tested so far. Second place would easily be the Flex. Only reason I would give it second place, it was pretty much almost first place. If it didn't pop open, it also released 2 of these on the inside, which is just slightly worse than the Makita. Other than that, no real damage. It'll just pop back together and it's all good to go. Third place would be Dewalt. It did overall a fantastic job. Only problem is it let in the most amount of water of all 5 of these cases. So only downside there with the Dewalt. Seems like the Dewalt has some of the worst kind of sealing around the sides, almost having larger gaps in most of the other cases, but Dewalt held up great on the drop test and the crush test, so no problem there from Dewalt. I put 4th place would be the Milwaukee. Just like the Bosch, both the Milwaukee and the Bosch had their clips, their locking clips here, fall off unfortunately. The Milwaukee did let in some water, and during the crush test, a lot of these fell out. There's actually only one of these that is still in the case, unfortunately. Drop test, of course, it broke off the clip, and crush test, I think it did pretty good. So I give it 4th place to Milwaukee. Now, surprisingly, I thought Bosch would do a lot better than it actually did. So the Bosch lost a lot of pieces in the crush test and the drop test. Surprisingly, for having such a well-designed case, in my opinion, if you look at the case compared to, say, the Milwaukee here, notice how much thicker that case is. They also have those really nice rubber bumpers, which I thought would do a lot better in that drop test, but unfortunately did not. It lost a number of its little bit holders here in the crush test. It didn't let any water in, which was fantastic. It easily did the best in the water test, but unfortunately it did lose the clip, had a bit of damage here. Other than that, I think it definitely could have did better with a little bit better design on the lock. So that's what I've got for you guys. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Guys, stay safe, take care, and have a great day.